How much money do you need to start investing? All right, in this video, I'm not just going to be telling you how much money you need to start investing, but I'm actually also going to be showing you how much money you need to start investing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my computer screen with you guys. That's where you can actually see how much money do you need to start investing. Ready? Let's go. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm not throwing shade at any of these companies that I'm going to be speaking about today and comparing them to easy equities, all right? So I'm not throwing shade at any of them. However, along the way of answering some of these questions, so like what is the minimum amount you can deposit and how much you charge for transacting, it might look like I'm throwing shade, but I'm not throwing shade. So let's get right to it. So how do we find brokers that you can use to transact with on the JSE? It's very simple. You can actually just Google JSE brokers, and then you'll have a link here titled Find a Broker for individuals, Johannesburg Stock Exchange. But before we click on that, let's first look at this, the cost of investing. There are mainly two questions to ask yourself when it comes to fees. The first one is, what is the minimum amount you can deposit? So how much money do you need to actually start investing with that broker? And then number two, how much are you charged for transacting? So every time you buy or sell a share, you are charged a fee. Mainly it will be a brokerage fee plus other fees. So a brokerage fee is commission. So you can imagine the share cost 100 Rand, and the brokerage fee, let's say it's a fixed fee of 2 rands, you'd then be charged 100 Rand plus that 2 Rand, meaning the total value of your transaction would be 102. But you'd obviously get a share worth $100, and you'd need it to actually go up in value by at least 2% to break even, or 3% to start making a profit. And if it doesn't do that, then you'd actually end up at basically like a loss. If let's say the share price just stays at 101 Rand, even though it's gone up by 1%, you're still not making money because you needed to go up by 2% to cover the 2 Rand fee. Basically, less fees equals more profit and less losses when you are maybe losing money. So let's go to the section here. We Google JSE brokers, click on the link, and then we end up on this lovely page, right? So we are at the JSE, find broker matching your needs. Cool. So there's a couple of brokers listed: Absa, AfriFocus, Easy Equities. So who I'm basically putting everybody to war against. And then we got Maxim, then we got Momentum Securities and Standard OST and Stockbroking. And there's a few other brokers as well. So we're going to look at some of these and a few others. So let's start with Absa. What are the fees at Absa? So this is the Absa website. Just so you guys can see, there it is, www.absa.co.za. And you can see the Absa logo. This is the Absa website. You know, if you want to grow your own portfolio with an online trading account, that's what they say. So the smart account is the one where you can actually trade for yourself. We can already see they give us the basics of the fees, monthly fees. So basically, before you actually even invest, you're paying 75 Rand a month. Then the brokerage fee, 0.4%, a minimum of 120 Rand. That is insane. So just to buy a share, that's how much it's going to cost you. 0.4%, which is 120 minimum. So they've got the comparison here of the different types of accounts. The ones that enable you to trade for yourself or buy shares for yourself is the Smart account and World Trader account. And we're going to focus on the Smart one because that's the local one. So it has JSE shares and some ETFs, and has a monthly fee of 75 Rands and a brokerage fee 0.4% or minimum 120 Rands. That's quite expensive. Most people aren't really going to pay this once they're in. In terms of how much you can deposit, I'm not really seeing that amount here. I'm going to assume that it's probably a really fair amount. I don't think it's going to be more than 5,000 Rands to actually have an account here. But those fees, like 75 Rands times 10 is 750 Rands. Times that by 12 months, that's at least $1,000 that you're going to be paying just to actually own the account. So not actually even invest. Literally to own the account is going to take $1,000 away from you within the year, because it does exclude VAT. So just think of that. Let's look at another broker that was listed there on the JSE, AfriFocus. So let's look at their fees. Shares, okay, account type, cash. All right, instrument class. All right, so let's just scroll down to find the fees. All right, cool. So here are the fees for South African markets. JSE shares 0.5%, minimum trade charge 150 Rand. So just to buy 150, to sell 150. That's insane. The charge for the top 40 shares, $7, still quite a bit. And then Aussie futures. All right, so these are things that most people aren't going to look at, but the most key things to look at: JSE shares 0.5%, minimum fee 150 Rands, and top 40 shares 7 Rands. There's no minimum fee, but you're going to be charged probably $7. And then they've got international markets as well. I want to try find the minimum amount of money you actually have to invest here. So let's see. If I don't find it, I'll quickly move on. I don't want to make this video too long, but most likely if you're paying 150 just to buy, and you're paying, they don't seem to have an account fee as far as I can tell, then yeah, you're going to need a bit of money, maybe 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 just to get started with these guys. And then cool, let's just move on to Maxim. Right, let's see the fees here. There's another one that was listed on the JSE. These are fees in different currencies. Yeah, very insane. 0.12, minimum 8 Australian dollars. That's crazy. 7.5 Swiss francs. That's just madness. Yeah, the fees here are just ridiculous. If you want to invest overseas, I just recommend just use interactive brokers. Yeah, that will just save you quite a lot of money, especially if you're just only investing in American companies. It will be no commission at all, and it's literally one of the biggest brokers in the world, if not the biggest. So just rather use them. There's no need to go to these guys. No offense to them at all. So let's see Standard Bank, a bank that people love. Account maintenance fee, 99 Rand per month. That is insane. Meaning you're probably gonna you're gonna pay 1,100 since they give you like one free calendar month upon registration, but basically 1,200 every year is what you're gonna be paying just to have the accounts. Withdrawals, that is insane. They're charging you to withdraw your own money. That is just insane. Full portfolio transfers, that's when basically you transfer your portfolio to them. This is not a problem if you're just starting, but if you do have an account somewhere else and you want to transfer that portfolio, that's how much they charge you. 62 Rands. It's a fair price to transfer your portfolio. And then phone trades. So if you call in and tell them, hey, buy this or sell that, $35. That's not bad at all. But essentially, the biggest challenge here is that fee of 99 Rands per month. That's just insane. Like you're being charged basically just because you opened the account, and yeah, that's just not cool. And then headline brokerage rates of 0.5%. Yeah, also just too much. Don't worry about all this other stuff unless you're somebody who trades currencies and futures and commodities futures, then don't worry about that. But just for shares, you're paying 99 Rands fee, and you're paying a brokerage fee of 0.5%. That is just whopping and insane. And then we're just going to quickly look at PSG as well. Yeah, these are the fees from PSG. PSG is a good company, but yeah, the stock broking service is also just ridiculous. Cool. Online monthly fee, 58 Rands. That is madness. Live prices, these are optional. You don't need live prices, or you might, but most people don't. You'd pay $100 for them. So let's see, minimum fee just to actually, that is madness, 157 Rands. And then these are the brokerage fee structures, the higher the tier of the account. That is just, yeah, that is just madness. Basically, you're paying a lot. And back in the day, prior to Easy Equities, this is why we couldn't have nice things, right? We couldn't have nice things simply because brokerage fees were quite a lot. There's another broker that I could add, which is FNB Stockbroking, but I haven't added them. They basically have the same fees as Standard Bank. It's 87 Rands a month for the account, and brokerage fees are 0.5%. And they want you to have 25,000 Rands minimum. Instead, you know what? Let me just take the extra minutes. Let me rather show this instead of just actually speaking. FNB Stockbroking. So let's just let's see if we can just get to the fees section as soon as possible. No, they're not taking me to the right page. So let's go FNB Stockbroking, and yeah, we're going to see the fees. We're going to see the fees shortly, and of course the minimum amount of money that they want you to have into your account. Already they start off, they recommend an initial deposit of 25,000 Rand for the local online trading account and $10,000, which times that by rands, right now that's probably between 140,000 Rand to 150 or 160,000 Rand in order for you to actually invest globally with them. So it's a lot of money. Most people just wouldn't spend that sort of money up front just to get started with investing. Yes, of course, it would remain your money, but the fees would be quite hectic. So let's see the fees here, 87 Rands a month. So times that by like 12, you got to think like 1,044. By the way, that excludes VAT. So yeah, just to even have the account, if you use the minimum that they recommend of 25,000, by the end of the year, if you didn't do any investing, you're down 1,000 Rands on that account. Then brokerage, 0.5%. This is why we can't have nice things. Minimum of 100 Rands, right? So we can't have nice things until, of course, Easy Equities came. So let's see why I always just speak about Easy Equities. There's one last broker added, which is Momentum Securities. They don't really give a lot of information, but their fees are just the same as everybody else. So let's look at Easy Equities. Right here, you got already that small fees, only 0.25%. So they charge you a transaction fee of 0.25%, and you can deposit as little as 10 Rands. So if you one of those people who always ask me, is there another alternative to Easy Equities? Yes, there are. I just showed you a whole bunch of them, but do you really want to pay that much just to buy and sell something? It doesn't make any sense at all. All you actually need as an investor is the ability to buy and the ability to sell. All this fancy technology is not going to make you a better investor. You become a better investor by you becoming a better thinker, a person who knows how to analyze the markets. The tools that you use will only be as good as how you are as good as an investor. So that's just something that I wanted to just get out there, get it off my chest. So let's look at the full cost profile of Easy Equities. I don't want somebody to say, hey, you didn't look at the whole cost profile. Let's look at it. It's still the same thing, 0.25%. That's how much you're going to pay just to transact. Settlements and administration, 0.75%. And then the value added tax, 15%. All in all, like when you buy shares in Easy Equities, you'll never really see the fees. Like you'll see them just a little bit, but you never really will see them. It's literally the low cost platform in South Africa. And I literally stand by saying it is most likely the best platform for people to start on. And I don't really see a reason to leave, unless of course you now want to invest in global shares. In that case, just move to Interactive Brokers. These are fees, by the way, don't get tricked by these numbers. These are fees when you transfer your portfolio to, say, another broker, which most people probably wouldn't if they start with them. But yeah, you can go through the fee cost profile. But basically, guys, this is like something that's really important to understand: the cost of investing, what is the minimum amount you can deposit, and how much are you charged for actually transacting. Really, there should be clear, transparent fees before you press buy or press sell. You should be able to see how much you're being charged for this transaction, and is it going to lose you money on the trade or not. That's where you are always clear about how much money you can make, or if maybe you're leaving a situation that you don't like, maybe the share price has gone down and you just want to get out of the trade, it's very easy for you to sell. So that is all I had to say today. The reason we couldn't have nice things in the past is because all those brokers are really, really expensive. So if you're someone who's starting out and you're thinking, where should I go to invest? Just go to Easy Equities. It is literally that simple. It's not going to cost you a lot, and you're going to have quite a lot of control of your money, and you're not going to have a monthly fee. I don't get why you wouldn't want that. So get started with investing and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Goodbye.